Back on February 8th of 2001, Disney's California Adventure opened to the public, and one of the star attractions on opening day was a roller coaster known as California Screamin'. This roller coaster was a steel launch coaster that resembled a classic wooden coaster. But back in 2018, this roller coaster and many other rides in the section of the park this ride was located in was rethemed to the Incredibles and many other Pixar characters. So nowadays, California Screamin' is themed to the Incredibles and is called the Incredicoaster. So today, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about this roller coaster, like its history, some facts about it, and the ride experience. So now let's get right into the video. So back in 1998, Disney announced that a new amusement park would be built right next to their Disneyland park. It would be a new fun park themed to everything you can find in California. So this amusement park would feature themes such as Hollywood Boulevard and even a boardwalk themed section. And the main ride in this section of the park would be California Screamin'. So since this would be the main ride in that section of the park, and basically the entire park, the Disney crew made sure that this ride would be open for opening day. And of course, those plans were realized as this ride opened on the opening day of the park. So this ride mainly operated with no problems and great guest satisfaction all the way up until 2017. So sadly, in 2017, this ride and the whole Paradise Pier ended up closing for about a year for the Pixar Retheme. So if you're a bit curious about why the park decided to shut down this section to retheme it to Pixar, well, let me tell you. So in around 2010, 2015, the park decided to retheme lots of stuff to Disney characters instead of just having it California themed, because the park and lots of guests thought that it was kind of weird to have a California themed amusement park in California, because lots of the famous California landmarks that were located inside the theme park, guests could just go and visit outside the theme park. So there wasn't too big of a point to go to the theme park, and lots of people expected more Disney in the park because it was a Disney theme park. So when the park realized this, they decided they just wanted to change lots of stuff to Disney themed characters. So since Disney wanted the whole park rethemed to Disney, it was of course not a huge surprise to people when they decided to close down this ride to retheme it to the Incredibles. So the park ultimately ended up retheming this ride, which took about a year, and then it opened back up to the public on June 23rd of 2018. So after this retheme, lots of guests say that this ride is so much better now, and I can definitely agree with that. And this attraction is still operating up until this day, and it's still one of the best rides at the park. So now that we talked about the history, let's talk a bit about the type of roller coaster and some stuff about it. So the type of roller coaster this is a launch coaster. The manufacturer of this roller coaster is Intamin. The designer for this roller coaster was Walt Disney Imagineering. The model of this roller coaster was an Intamin loop. The track layout is completely custom. The launch system on this ride is a linear induction motor. The total height for this ride is 122 feet. The highest drop is 108 feet. The length of this ride is just over 6,000 feet. This ride achieves top speeds of 89 kilometers per hour, which works out to 55 miles per hour. This ride includes one inversion. It has a total ride duration of 1 minute and 20 seconds. The acceleration on this ride launches you from 0 to 55 miles per hour, which is 89 kilometers per hour, in just 4.5 seconds. And that is basically all that you really need to know about some stuff about the ride. So now let's quickly talk about the ride experience, and then we can end off the video. So this ride I rode back in 2020, right before the COVID-19 outbreak. And after riding this, I have definitely got to say it is my favorite ride at California Adventure, or maybe my second favorite, definitely one of my favorites. And the experience on this ride is absolutely amazing. So with the new Incredicoaster retheme, it definitely has more of a Disney feel to it, and I really like that. So all the scream tubes on this ride, there's like different figures on this ride, which something I find sad is they're not animatronics, they're just static figures. It would have been so much better if they were actual animatronics, but sadly they aren't. But it's still very cool to see, and the soundtrack on this ride goes very good. When you see the characters, it's like they're talking directly to you, it's pretty good. And the overall soundtrack on this ride is pretty good. I like how the music goes along with the ride, and all the characters talking on it just makes it so much better. And what really makes this ride good is just that it's super smooth, and this ride can give you quite a bit of airtime going over the hills. And the vertical loop on this ride is absolutely incredible, one of my favorite parts on the ride. So if you're ever on this, I definitely say you'll have one of the best experiences on a roller coaster ever. And if you're at California Adventure, this has got to be a must ride, and you just have to go on it because it is just so amazing. So that is everything you need to know about the Incredicoaster at Disney's California Adventure. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also recommend down in the comments below what ride I should do next. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.